Hello, welcome to an episode of Just Us. This is Dr. Smith, and I'm out here in the man cave this morning. And I have a pit boss that I bought right before Thanksgiving, and I've been having some issues with it in regards to some error codes it's been giving me for the igniter. And so I called Pit Boss, and they said that I could change it out, and that might fix my problem. So I'm gonna just get some footage of that. If anybody's never had this, if anybody has had the same issue and perhaps have had an igniter issue. I have the Generation 2 Pit Boss competition series, and so I really haven't seen very many videos covering the competition series, so today I'm going to just let you guys tag along with me while I change out this igniter. Hopefully everything goes well. Stop recording. Get that all cleaned out real good. That's a closer look at the pot I was telling you about. That's where all the action takes place whenever it gets heated up, the element heats up, and the fire starts in there. Stop recording. The instructions are telling me that there are some screws on top here. Has to be taken out. This whole mount here has to come off. This support brace here has to come off, and then I'm going to turn the whole thing upside down, where I can actually access the area where the actual repairs have to be done. Screws over here so I don't lose them. And the top should come off. There we go. So as I mentioned, I've had this unit for not really a month yet. I've used it 2 times, smoked Thanksgiving turkeys on it, and I did a couple other things in between here and there. But as you can see, the internals, I mean, I really like it. It's actually a good unit. It produces a good product. But I'm just trying to get this error code resolved, and if that doesn't get resolved, I'm still within the warranty time for Academy. I'll just bring the whole unit back. But I'm hoping I don't have to do that because I really like the unit. So I'm going to get the trays taken out, and then I'm going to get the whole thing flipped over on its side, and then we'll be able to try to access the area where the actual igniter is.
To sway, I'm picky, I'm choosing to do things my way. Go with the flow, put on a show, kill it. Living my life, I'm on a high, feel it. I'm so fly, I'm doing my best moves today. Then losing track of my
I've got some ash from the wood pellets. This cooker, actually, the way it heats up, there's a heating element. That's the issue. That's the problem I'm having with it. Actually, I have a replacement here. So this little piece right here, actually the way it works is it has a pellet pot in the bottom of it, and the wood pellets, actually it's crushed wood in a pellet form that actually is in a hopper. The rotating blade or screw pushes the pellet into a pot. This element right here gets hot, heats up the element, starts to fire, and that's the way it actually heats the unit. During the heating process, ash is produced, and that's what I got to clean out before I turn it over, because I don't want to get that ash and everything all over the bottom of my pot. So I'll go ahead and get my vacuum cleaner hooked up. Hey, you know, I found me a good little deal, in my opinion, a good deal. You know, this is a little unit I found at the pawn shop, $10. So its main purpose was what I'm using it for, which is to vacuum these pellets. You should, it's a good practice before you get ready to do a new cook, to clean your unit out, make sure everything starts fresh. So I got this unit right here, and it vacuums out the area real good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Can see the ash and everything on the inside of there. I need to go ahead and get that up. Go ahead and get that out. So I'm getting ready to vacuum out. I want to show you what I mean by the pellets. These are actually pellets that you can purchase. This unit is actually called a pellet smoker. Okay, and so pellet smokers actually utilize real wood in a pellet form. And you can just see what the pellets look like. Okay, so like little pellets of pieces of wood packaged together in a little small pellet form. And manufacturers can actually change the flavor profile of these pellets. I mean, these days you can buy any flavor of wood that you can think of. They have it in the pellet form. And then they actually make it real convenient for a lot of people now. They have what's called a competition blends, which actually they take several different leading types of woods, combine them, and have them all in the same pellet. So there's no need like to add apple, cherry, hickory, or any of those types of things separately. You can actually find pellets that are actually mixed, already pre-mixed for you. Put them in the hopper, and you're getting that mixed flavor smoke while you cook. So that's why a lot of people like the pellet cookers. And so here it is. I just wanted to take a moment and just cover that in case any of you never seen or understood what those pellets are. All right, here comes the tricky part. Now I got to get this whole unit upside down. So hopefully that goes all right. I'm not sure if my plan is I want to lay it on its side and then just very simply invert the whole unit over to the other side. Okay, so wish me luck. Hopefully it all goes pretty smooth. To be careful of while I do this is I have brackets here. This is for my door. I also have my controller here for my unit itself, so I know I don't want to get it on this side. I don't want to do it on that side. On the other side, there's nothing there, so my plan may be to lay it on its side. I'm actually going to lay it on this chair first, get it halfway, and then lower it to the ground, and then just invert the whole thing. Get this cord out the way, make sure there's no trip hazard. Right from here, just going to ease it to the ground to avoid damage to the unit itself. Ease it down. Okay. Not sure what that was on the inside. Let me take a look. Oh, those are my racks. Okay, I'll go ahead and leave those off. I have support racks on the wall that I didn't take off, but I'm going to go ahead and leave them in there. It's not going to hurt anything. All right, I don't want to slide this and mess up my paint too much, so I'm just going to try to get enough room to stand it up. There you have it. There you have it. And so this is what I need to get into, this area right here, to access the actual igniter. So I'm going to take a moment and get that disassembled, and then we'll see what we got next. Looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 screws I got to get off. And then this whole piece should come up, and we should be able to move forward pretty good after that. See that piece right there? Customer service shared with me that, of course, I was really frustrated with buying a new unit and having to work on it. I mean, you don't make an investment like this and expect to have to work on it. But it is what it is sometimes. And so when I called customer service, they seemed to suggest to me that it was a manufacturer issue, that when these were in the assembly plant, there's a screw that holds the igniter in place, and sometime during the assembly process, that screw is tightened down too much. And when that happens, it actually damages the igniter. So customer care was satisfactory. The young lady I spoke with she was gifted to be customer care representative. She was kind, patient, and spoke clearly, and she was convincing. Because, of course, all those calls, I'm sure, when a caller calls, there's a level of frustration on the caller. And so if the customer service person is not patient and considerate to an already agitated customer, you can have a real heated situation. But she was calm and she was very kind. and gave me the assurance that she was knowledgeable on the subject, and so I was willing to give it a try. So I got all the screws out. This whole unit should just lift. Oh, something's still holding it. Must be one more screw somewhere. Let me find it. Let's see where's that screw at. Where's the screw? Does it slide? Okay, got this side is free moving. There's something impairing it on this side. On this side here. Tell you what, let me take off this box right here. See what happens. Yeah. So there's another little side panel here on the side. I'm just going to take that off. And let's see what happens. I know Pit Boss has some videos, manufacturer videos that tell you about different assembly, different repair steps. I did take a look at it, but I don't remember the details around this little box right here. It's only 3 screws, so let me just see what happens when I take that off. Okay, so I got this box off here. That's when I was working on it a minute ago. And I think I see the issue. There's one screw that was in there. That screw right there. So I'm going to go and get that screw out, and the whole thing should lift up. Little lion, yeah. All right. See what's going on now. Okay. Here we go. Okay. While I got this off, you can see some of the parts on the inside here. There's your fan that brings the intake of your airflow that actually helps to heat up your pellets. This is the screw that actually feeds the pellets into the actual pot itself. Okay, so I'm going to remove this cover here, and that should give me access to my igniter. All right, so my igniter, it's right inside there. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, well, it looks like possibly Pit Boss make some changes. So last you saw me trying to get that cover off. That I wasn't successful with that, so I flipped it back over. I saw this panel, and I got 2 screws. Took that off, and actually it's revealing the actual igniter itself. It's right here. So that might be something that Pit Boss did to make things better. We'll see. But that's the actual screw they were telling me actually damages the igniter if you're not careful. But what I got to figure out is how do you get access to the wires and cables. So I'll get that figured out. Okay, so finally got it figured out. So looks like all I really needed to do was to get this panel off, this panel off, this panel off, and leave this whole unit on. Okay, so I was able to access this cord, and now I can just pull the whole igniter out. So I have the unit in, and they recommend that you only have maybe 1/4 of an inch sticking out. I don't know if you can see it down in there. So I've adjusted to where that little piece is sticking out, just about 1/4 of an inch. And so then I'm going to tighten down. The set screw here in just a moment, and then we'll be finishing this up. Okay, I've got everything in place. I've got the new igniter where it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just reassemble everything and get everything put back together, and then hopefully we'll have this issue resolved. One thing about it, I can know where all the parts are now as far as the fan, everything else, but I shouldn't hopefully have to be working on it. It's a brand new unit, but at least I know how to access the parts, and sometime in the future, just like wasn't too bad. Like I said, in retrospect, this panel here, this panel, and this panel is really all I really needed to access everything. So I guess it's maybe possibly it's a common issue, and so they made it really accessible. I went through the process of all this because they actually had a video that said to do that. But I think it was for a different unit. Almost forgot that 4 screws in here. I got at least 2 screws. I got this unit for its advertisement of kind of set everything and just let it cook. I have other smokers, but I got this one for that purpose of being able just to kind of not have to watch it, fight the fire, tighten these legs up while I got it. Okay, so I got all the racks in and got everything set up. So I am going to get ready to start it up and see what happens. All right, put this down. So what happens is, as I mentioned in the beginning, that pot right there is where the pellets feed into, and the heating element heats it up, and eventually there's a fire, and that fire is what generates the heat and the smoke for the smoker. So let's see what happens. You can hear the auger turning, and what I should start hearing is pellets actually go into the pot. I can see some of them already moving toward that direction. This one has a temperature control on the side here. See, the temperature is showing you the outside temperature, about 69 degrees outside right now. So you can kind of hear some of the operations going on. I do see something getting hot down there. It's turning red. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can see the igniter turning red in there. So hopefully that takes care of our issue. The problem I was having was that the igniter kept giving me an error, and I never could get it really consistently above 200 degrees without giving me an error, which would cause me to have to shut down my cook. Got a little smoke. Got some smoke. All right, it's a good sign. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Tell you what, while I have that right there, I want to clean this area right here real quick. if you're not careful there, you can have a grease fire. So I want to get that, keep that area clean. Stop recording. As you can see, there's actually a fire down there now, so we're working good. I'm hoping that this fixed my problem. I'm hoping that this works out. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door on the unit and start trying to get the temperature up. Stop recording. This is something that I bought. I meant to put it in there before we start the fire, but this would actually insert into the pot, and whenever I'm done with a cook, I can just pull this whole tray out and dump it rather than having to use the vacuum cleaner to get the ashes out. This is something I was going to try. I meant to put it in there before this time, but I'll do it next time. And one more thing I want to show you. This is called a smoke tube. For those persons who are accustomed to using, let's say, we call them stick burners, wood burning barbecue pits. Sometimes some of the complaints with pellet smokers are they don't get enough smoke flavor in their food. So this is something I saw. It's called a smoke tube, and what you would do is you would just add pellets to this, okay, and set this on fire or ignite it, and it will begin to smoke. And you will set this in your smoker, and this will give you additional smoke to get that extra smoke flavor that a lot of people who are accustomed to to wood burning smokers, that flavor that you kind of like with that, this kind of gives you some of that same effect. So you can get these on Amazon. It's called a smoke tube. So, temperature's coming up, so I'm going to just leave it right here for a moment and see what it does, and now I'll close out with just an update on how things are going in just a moment. Stop. Stop recording. So I bumped the temperature up to 225 degrees. You can hear the machine reacting to that. The fan is blowing harder. In the past, the temperature would have given me an error by now. So far, so good. If the temperature gets up to 225 without faulting, then that will be a change in my previous condition, and I would think that the replacing of the igniter solved my issue. So we'll give it a moment. Seems to be reacting fine. So we'll give it a few more moments. It's been about 5 minutes so far. And we'll see how it goes. Stop recording. Well, looks like the temperature got up there. No problems, no errors, no faults. So it looks like perhaps that was the issue I was having. That was the issue I was having. Was the actual igniter. So working good. All right. So okay, pit boss. I'm gonna give you a shot. I'm gonna go with it. I appreciate you guys for joining me for this video. Please take a moment, like, share, and subscribe to get more moments of Just Us with John and Cynthia. Until the next time, God bless you. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. God bless you. In Jesus' name, amen. Stop recording.